sports fans, welcome to DDN Sports Central, where we bring you juicy global sporting stories. Like I promised, it will not be all news every edition. So, what do we expect on today's edition? We are going to share with you some notable glorious moments in Nigeria's sports history. Some you may have forgotten, some you may not have even known about, and some you may not have been sure of. If it turns out you knew all of them, here's my salutes in advance to you. Please don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is still DDN Sports Central. Okay, welcome back. We are dealing with the glorious moments of Nigeria in sports. Many of us will only remember 1996 gold medal, but there was someone who won an Olympic medal, a bronze in fact, in boxing for Nigeria. And that person is Nojim Mayeko, who won a bronze in the 1964 Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. He won that in men's light middleweight category in boxing and entered the history books as Nigeria's first Olympic medalist. Sadly, he passed away on August 26, 2024, but then at a ripe age of 83. May his soul rest in peace. Another event was the under-17 national football team that won gold in 1985 in China. The Golden Eaglets were the inaugural winners of the under-17 World Championship, as it was known in 1985, and it held in China, like I said. The team coached by Sebastian Broderick and Christian Chukwu beat Germany in the final 2-0 with goals from Babatunde Joseph and Jonathan Akpobore. Many of us may not remember Jonathan Akpobore. He featured for the Super Eagles at some point. And then the Daman Miracle in 1989, Nigeria's under-20, the Flying Eagles coming back from a 4-0 deficit to Russia with 30 minutes left on the match clock in a dramatic way in the 1989 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. They progressed to the final and lost 2-0 to Portugal. Do you remember that song? Something Portugal. Portugal give us to Aroma Style. Anyway, the squad boasted of likes of Luka Agbade, Christopher Ohehe, and Samuel Elijah. And then in 1993, Rashidi Yekini got the elusive Africa Player of the Year award, which had eluded Nigeria for a very long time. He showed that he was the best above the rest. In fact, let's not forget that he was the one that scored the first goal for Nigeria and the USA 94 World Cup. Rashidi Yekini, do you remember that reaction? Rashidi Yekini of Nigeria. So, but then, he did well, even in Victoria Setúbal of Portugal, where he played, where he featured. But then, sadly, he died on May 4th, 2012 at the age of 48. That really pained a lot of us. Okay, to the next one. Super Eagles qualified for the World Cup in 1994 after 6 unsuccessful attempts to join the elite of world football. A team led by late Stephen Keshi and coached by Clemens Westhoff eked out a 1-1 draw away to Algeria on October 8, 1993 at the Stade du 5 Juillet 1962 Algiers Stadium. Finidi George scored the goal in 19th minute and the Algerians equalized through Sidi Ahmed Zerouki with 19 minutes left on the clock. He kept so many Nigerians on the edge. The Eagles held on to book their place in the 1994 World Cup that held in the United States of America. On to the next one. Chioma Ajunwa, this is the medal that many of us remember, won the Olympic gold for Nigeria in the long jump in the Atlanta 96 Olympic Games. Arguably the biggest sporting accolade that has been won by any Nigerian individual. Ajunwa became the first athlete to win an Olympic gold medal and is also the first Black African woman to win an Olympic gold medal in a field event. She remains Nigeria's only individual Olympic gold medalist till date. Please give her some flowers. Next one, Nigeria football team, the under-23 Dream Team, became the first African country to win the Olympic gold medals in the football event at the 1996 Olympic Games. The team, captained by Kanu Nwankwo Papilo, went the rough road coming from 3-1 down to Brazil in the semi-finals to win 4-3 with a sudden death. Then there was a golden goal rule. Then eventually they beat Argentina in the finals by 3-2. Next one, Nwankwo Kanu won the African Footballer of the Year award in 1996 and 1999. He's one of the only few players to have won the award multiple times. Papilo, I salute. Victor Ikpeba also won the CAF Player of the Year award in 1997. He was a key player for AS Monaco, the Prince of Monaco he was called at the time, contributing to their league and cup double win. His performances also saw him finish as the second highest scorer in the UEFA Cup that season. How many of us even still remember that glorious moment? How many of us were still awake in that game between Nigeria and Brazil? Let me share a little bit of the story with you. In that game, Brazil scored first. And we were thinking, okay, maybe these guys were going to do something good. And truly, the dream team came up with an equalizer from Celestine Babaya, one powerful header. But then, before we knew what was going on, Bebeto and the likes made it 3-1. Sincerely, everybody in my house that day went to sleep. It was just me and my dad. God bless his soul. Daddy, God bless you. So, we were just the only ones awake. Uncle that was around could not hold it. He went to sleep. One of the other person was around too. He went to sleep. But it was just myself and my daddy. And we said to ourselves, Nigeria will still win this game. Nigeria will still win this game. As though they were listening to us. Victor Ikpeba smashed. Wow, that was, for me, one of the best goals. Apart from the Brazilian, I think that was the third goal or so, where now the player chested it down for Bebeto, or was it Bebeto that chested it down before the goal came? I loved that goal as well. But Victor Ikpeba's goal was super. It was a simple pass that came up to him and he smashed it. And then we were all praying, oh God, please. Let's not even forget that I think Fatusi missed the penalty in that game. And we are thinking, oh, it's all over for Nigeria. And then, before you know it, Ikpeba scored. Everybody's heart was in their mouths and we were all praying for the equalizer to come. And then came this throw-in. JJ Okocha giving a long throw. And there was this small squabble before Kanu Nwankwo with his best of intelligence, turned around and gave Nigeria the equalizer. We screamed. But then the game ended full time 3-3. And that was when the golden goal, thank God that golden goal rule has been cancelled. Because that golden goal rule can give high blood pressure. Our hearts were just pounding. Just hoping that Nigeria would not concede. And even before Nigeria scored the winning goal, the Brazilians had missed the chance. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, took a shot. Whoop, and it went off target. Only for one beautiful cross to come and he hit the back of one of the Brazilian players and Kanu Nwankwo, Papilo, took his time, was so cool with the ball, beat his marker and slaughtered it home into the net for Nigerians to, I don't know how your street was, how it was on that night, but it was very late in the night. My street came alive like it was morning. Call and see shouts everywhere. So Nigeria won that game by 4-3. Luckily for Nigeria, it was the golden goal rule and that was where the game ended. How about in the finals against Argentina? We all thought it was going to end 2-1 in favor of Argentina. But then, before you knew what was going on, and Daniel Amokachi scored the equalizer by chipping over. Then he was called, I think till date he's called Dan the Bull Amokachi. He just chipped the ball over the goalkeeper and the ball found its way into the net. But the Brazilians wanted to play an offside trap for us against the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but it worked against them. As Emmanuel Amuneke intelligently hits the ball, hits the back of the net for Nigeria's third goal. There were so many, allusions to that third goal. People were saying that, okay, it's because he didn't let the ball land. That's not true. He was not actually offside at the time the ball was played onto him. And Nigeria smiled with the second gold medal of that competition, Atlanta 96. Believe me, I think that was a very great moment in Nigeria sports. for the country as a whole. And we hope that someday, somehow, we will be able to reenact some of these moments, because trust me, I think way down to the 2000s, the best we could achieve was maybe around the Super Eagles doing well, getting to the final of Ghana Nigeria 2000, only to lose out to Cameroon. But since then, we've been struggling in terms of our sports. So we hope and pray that Nigeria sports will get back on its feet and will have many more glorious moments. I hope that the glorious moments I've shared with you have been exciting enough, and I promise to come with another edition with some other exciting moments to share with you. Do not forget to like, share, and comment on this edition. If you have any glorious moments in Nigeria sports that you know that you wish to share with us, feel free to share on our YouTube platform, Diaspora Digital Media. Do not forget to subscribe, Diaspora Digital Media. That's our YouTube handle. Follow us on Twitter at Diaspora DM. Also on Instagram at Diaspora DM. Follow us on all social media handles, Diaspora Digital Media. Until I come your way with another exciting episode or an exciting edition of DDM Sports Central, I remain your host with the Sparks. Ogochukwu. Do have a lovely and sporty and memorable day ahead. Bye for now.
Nojim Maigun, winner of Nigeria's first ever Olympic medal, which came in boxing, followed a fine tradition of excellent Nigerian ring artists of the late 50s and early 60s, with Ogan Bassi and Dick Tiger winning world titles. It was a trend that continued on into the 70s, which underlined the impact of Maigun's achievement on the sport of boxing.
Talking about the historical significance of Maigun's performance at the 64 Olympics, if you look at Nigeria's Olympic medal table, all-time Olympic medals table, you will find that Nojim Maigun's name is number one on the list as far as boxing laurels, boxing medals are concerned. So that's quite significant. And if it was in some better climes, I think Nojim Maigun's name will be very, very prominent. When you talk about maybe naming some significant national asset after him, so that he will continue to serve as a motivation to other upcoming boxers. So I am happy that, and I'm repeating, that it's a very good thing, even though it's coming a long, long time after it happened. 55 years ago now. I can't forget that calculation because it's my age. It's happening 55 years after he won that medal for Nigeria that is being recognized. So it's something significant.
Not you. Okay. So leave, right, body. The paper. You can see.
Padà sẹ́yìn straight inú ẹ̀ fún ní kọ dàpọ̀ ẹni padà sẹ́yìn fún farabalẹ̀ fún fílẹ̀ má di gáìdì fún fi gáìdì ẹ sílẹ̀.
The impact also went beyond boxing, as Nigerian athletes now realize that with proper preparation, dedication and focus, they could compete with the best. Winning an Olympic medal is no mean feat and takes years and years of painstaking effort and detailed planning.
The truth is that we just need people to work hard, to have set goals, to hide the mindset of a champion and to be fixated on their goals, not allowing anything to push them aside or discourage them. So it takes a lot of will, determination, having a particular goal, a fixed mindset on that goal, being focused on the goal and then working hard to meet it. It's like a cliche, but that's the truth.
Considering the effort that goes into preparing an Olympic champion and the worldwide glamour and adulation that follows, it will seem in the past few years Nigeria as a country has taken its eyes off the ball, as recent performances at the games indicate.
You fail to prepare, then you should be prepared to fail. The reason why we haven't done so well in recent Olympics is basically a lack of adequate preparation. In case in point, London 2012 was a disaster. Even Beijing 2008, if I remember right, basically a major success was from football. I think maybe may have picked up something else in athletics. But 2012 we didn't get a single gold medal. 2016 we got only one medal in football again, bronze in the football event. 2018 2020 in Tokyo, we are hoping for something better. But basically, failure to prepare, lack of grassroots discovering talent from the youths, the fact that the disconnects in the Federal Ministry of Sports and the Sporting Federations. So hopefully now that we have a new sports minister, Sunday Dare, who seems determined to get to grips with the malaise that ails the EFN in particular. I like to call it, I like to describe the EFN as an audience table, which the sports minister is working heroically to clean up. So hopefully we'll have a better turnout in 2020. But basically, as I said, failure to prepare, athletes burning themselves out because of the inadequate preparation, not having a decent relationship with the AFN. So because the athletes are not being paid or remunerated, yeah, as much as they want to or they should be, they find themselves partaking in every Diamond League competition, and when it comes to proper competitions like the World Athletics Championships, they burnt out. Look at Divine Odudu, who set the fastest time in the world in 2019, the 200 meters, but he didn't even run in the 200 meters, or if he did, it's 100 meters didn't run, but he was nowhere in the 200 meters. The same goes for Blessing Calvary, who has flown the flag several times. And at the World Athletics Championships too, we only had one bronze medal. So basically, it's that if you fail to prepare, then you are prepared to fail.
It's obvious that, to go back to the glory days of the Nojim Mayeguns and the likes, who brought glory to their fatherland, better long-term planning is required, and we need to appreciate and honor our heroes better.
We have to work hand in hand with everybody, the athletes, the administrators, this entourage, the support team, and the sponsors, you see. But everything boils down to the athletes. They must follow the same fixed style of having a goal, having every determination to it and achieving it. Now the administrators, the sponsor, the entourage can help them make those things easier. But the ultimate goal lies on the athlete himself. You can either go have it through a rough way or you can have it an easy way. But at the end of the day, it's succeeding is based on him. So let's say, for example, you want to walk from here to the bus stop. Now, somebody can come and assist you and give you a lift. Somebody can use a car, somebody can use a bike, somebody can use a plane to take you there. But the ultimate thing that you have to get yourself prepared to go there. If nobody helps you, you have to walk there. So it takes longer, it takes harder, but you will still get there. So the truth about it is that without the good administrators, without sponsors, without support, you can still achieve the goal. It might be longer, it might be harder, it might be more difficult, but you can still achieve it.
Well, as they say, it's better late than never. And as the Caris Award for 2019 is bestowed on Panojim Mayegun, there's a need to bring back the good times to the sport of boxing as a mark of appreciation to the past ring gladiators who brought us glory.
Panojim Mayegun's place is a place of history. The first Nigerian medalist at the Olympics. No other Nigerian ever won a medal at the Olympics. The very first person to win a medal at the Olympics was Moloja himself, Nigerian Mayegun. And for us in the boxing board of control, his place is a ready-made place because as soon as possible, he will be in the Hall of Fame.
It is indeed a well-deserved honor. Nojim Mayegun is the 2019 Caris Award recipient.
Dear sisters and brothers, for this award, I'm very grateful. Nojim Mayegun